understand. It's been a minute. We're back though. We are back, and dang, bro, I'm not really gonna go into all the reasons why we took off, but life be lifing as a black parent. You know what I'm saying? Life be lifing, new job, stuff going on. It's a lot going on. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. We just can't really just sit down and do like a weekly pod every week. So what I'm gonna start doing is going live for like 10 minutes every day talking about hot topics, and we're just gonna keep it going from there because something's been telling me with everything that's going on in my personal life, something's been telling me, bro, you gotta tap back into the YouTube. You gotta get back into the groove of things. So this is what we're gonna do. So, first topic, we're gonna talk about Kendrick Lamar and Drake. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We recorded it 2 weeks ago and we didn't have any sound. So we didn't put it out. So I'm just gonna give my brief synopsis on the Kendrick album and a couple of opinions on other things that have been going on with Kendrick. I'm gonna give GNX 8.5 out of 10 because it's not a perfect project, and I'm subject to change that. But right now, with 3 weeks in the tank, I'm gonna give GNX an 8 out of 10. One thing that's interesting with this Kendrick and Drake thing, I don't really want to talk about the lawsuit because I want more stuff to come out, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm kind of scared for Drake. So what I want to talk about with this Kendrick and Drake situation, just briefly, because we don't got to harp on it, but have y'all not noticed that Kendrick's doing exactly what Drake has been trying and failing to do since he dropped the if you're reading this, it's too late. And what I mean by that is that Drake has been attempting, I guess you could say successfully, because he has gotten all of the accolades that he is trying to get by keeping up with the times, sounding like younger rappers, getting younger rappers to write some music, tapping into the flows of these younger rappers. I would say from the beginning that he kind of had a hold on it because it was a new sound with your reading this is too late. Once you fast forward to For All the Dogs, though, what's up? Once you fast forward to All the Dogs, though, you see where he's lacking in comparison to where Kendrick is actually succeeding. And we can state the obvious to why this isn't working is because Drake isn't like that. Drake isn't like that. He's not actually enthralled in the culture as much as Kendrick, even though some of us did not think he was as deep into the culture, quote unquote culture, that we know he is now. And I believe that some of that, the reason for that is because it's not actually Kendrick kind of like jumping into something that's not naturally him. He's Compton. You know what I'm saying? He's Compton. On the album, if you didn't know, he was talking about, oh yeah, if you ain't never ran 3 fades back to back, don't talk about LA, this, that, and the third. So he's Compton. And I did take some time to listen to some previous music, and he was saying this the whole time. It was just that the marketing where basically we don't want y'all to know all of that because that's not really his message. But then once we get to the point of him beefing with Drake, this was kind of the perfect time to let y'all know, oh no, he's really like that. By the way, I think Schultz should calm down. I don't see that. We just gonna jump around because it's the first time back. I ain't gonna put too much pressure on myself. With the Andrew Schultz situation, disclaimer before I get into it, I don't really care when white people be making jokes about black people. Like, I like to laugh. I live in a white neighborhood. I joke about white people every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? I got a joke to tell my girl about white people every day. So I don't really be tripping when people do that because I'm just not the type of person that I'm going to give you what you want. And sometimes when people make these jokes, like a joke like Andrew Schultz made, you want the outroar, you want the outrage because you want the engagement, and you want the people that are actually going to agree with you. You want to bring them on and put them on the bandwagon so they could be a part of your following. My whole thing though, and this is what white people be doing sometimes. Andrew, you ain't listen to the album. You at least have to listen to the full album. You missed about the parts where you was talking about Squabble Up. The second song on the album was called Squabble Up. Like, and I'm not. I think Andrew Schultz. He's probably about. Because he's always sitting down when you see him, but I feel like he's like 6'5", 5'11", something like that. So he's not a small dude. But I just don't think you've ever ran 3 fades back to back, Andrew Schultz. I don't think you've ever survived a pack out. I think you should calm down. Now you do give me vibes. You give me vibes of, because I'm from Pittsburgh. Like I grew up in Pittsburgh. I was born in Florida. I'm a Floridian, but I'm just here. But like I'm from the area like where it's possible you could have some mob ties. Like I know white guys like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying he don't got protection himself, but I just think in a one-on-one, I don't think you're just gonna victimize Kendrick like that. But let's get back. So with this GNX and with Kendrick with Kendrick changing up his style, with rumors of a new album on the way, I'm interested to see how Kendrick keeps himself afloat with this new style, even though he's still tapped into his normal self on GNX, but he just has so much steam behind him that if he is gonna drop another project, he's gonna have to tap in to that bop, because this is just number one, this is the music that we're listening to right now. Rest in peace to Draco. If you haven't listened to the project, that shit go hard. But also, dog, just the masses, even past just the West Coast sound, people don't really want to hear that shit where it sounds like you're reading from a fucking Bible scroll. And that's how Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers sounded, even though there's some songs on there that was good, but it was just too heavy for the climate that we were in. So for me, I guess I could speak on the Drake stuff a little bit. I'll be honest. When it first came out that Drake was doing this, I was like, that shit weak, and you looking more and more lame. More and more lame, like a white boy like Rick Ross called you. And I'm not racist. We talking about hip hop, bro. So if you don't get the context, you don't get the context. But he looked way more and more lame. And then when you really look at it from a business perspective, you can understand it. But then when I was listening to the JBP and they was talking about how there had been a time where Drake was still in good graces with UMG and people wasn't allowed to diss him. You didn't let niggas diss you? Man, that's not hip hop. That's still not hip hop. And one person said it, and I kind of thought this myself because, Drake has been alluding to, oh, they want to get me out of here. So we all know what is possible if we're on that type of vibe. Disappearance. Unaliving. Rest in peace, Michael Jackson. Rest in peace, Prince. Rest in peace to everybody that we look at, like that. I don't know, bro. I don't really know. People are telling Drake it's his time to get out. I don't think he can do that. I don't think his ego would let him do that. And quite frankly, as a fan, I don't think that he deserves to do that at this time. We need that classic. He has classics, but we need the classic. We need the classic that the young and old people can call a classic. And you just got spanked, so you got that on you as well. Last thing, will probably be a little bit longer than 10 minutes. I don't want to talk about the Dirk situation or the Diddy situation, but I just want to bring a perspective, basically. So when that Diddy stuff came out, I was like everybody was. I was like, damn, that's disgusting. That's horrible. Especially the part about him putting hands on Cassie was crazy, because I've witnessed certain domestic violence tried to step in, and if you've been involved in domestic violence, you know how nasty it is and just how settling it is if you're a person that's on the outside looking in and you're like involved or you get pushed into the situation. So I'm not saying Diddy's a bad person. We know the story of Dirk. I mean, I'm not saying Diddy's a good person. We know the story of Dirk. I'm not saying Dirk is a good person. But one question that I have when they put out things like we got this whole thing going on with Jay-Z, we'll probably wait a couple of days to really get into that because there's a couple things going on with that. And it seems like every time someone points the finger at one of us, black people, doing something that can get them sent to jail, we all jump on the bandwagon and just rag them out as if people being sent to jail is because they've done something wrong, as if we don't live in the country that we live, as if people of other races haven't done things just as bad, and the people of those races, they didn't bat an eye. Why? Because they don't even have to say that they have an allegiance. They don't even have to bring that up because it's already a thing. You know what I'm saying? And I just would like people to look at things from that perspective because we know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We know what we have to deal with, what we have to go through. And I don't want to look at it from a victim standpoint. I want to look at it from a factual standpoint because it's real. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to go too deep and say all, y'all know what I'm talking about. So it's like, bro, and we know a good amount of us know that a good amount of people who do bad things for good reasons have a reason to do them. So I just, and I don't, like, it's weird because it's like, bruh, it would be one thing if everybody that was doing this type of stuff went to jail and was exposed for it and lost everything that they had and weren't in power and had a downfall in front of everybody. But that's not what happens. That's not what happens. You know what I'm saying? It's just, like, my question is when I see us saying, oh, he's horrible, oh, he lock him up, put him away. Okay, but at what point do we come together? Because ain't nobody, and it's not as far as like being a big happy family, but it's like, bro, if we really want to make things change and make things better for our community, we're gonna be the only people that do it. Y'all know this. So why, when it's like a mind fuck, because it's like, damn, that's fucked up at this, but it's like, bro, just because you don't know who do it, just because you don't know who on another racist side is doing this stuff, we gonna act like they're not doing it. We gonna act like they're not the ones that put P. Diddy on. You know what I'm saying? So it just be it, and I probably shouldn't even say nothing because I don't know how to feel about that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, on one hand, that's messed up, but on another hand, this is the world. This is what it is. So they gonna have their allegiance. Why are we not, like? It's like, at what point do we get out of the systematic mindset that we have? You know, but I mean, honestly, bro, it's I could say that, but the damage is done. The way the world works is the way the world works. So somebody that's already used the system that we have to get to success, it's kind of hard to ask them, hey, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be back tomorrow. Try to do this every day. I'm gonna keep it to 10 minutes. It'll be a little bit more flowing once I get into the groove. I got topics, but I wanted to talk about some of the things that we covered in the episode we couldn't put out. But I just don't want y'all. I do appreciate the people that still watch the videos, even if it's not a lot. I see, like when I was seeing, I was like, dang, there's still people watching the videos. Dang, I gotta get back to this shit. I'm not just not recording. We not just not podding. It's just like life, bro. I actually, like, we got pregnant like 3 months after I had started YouTube a few years ago. And just as my daughters got older, we just had to, adjust. And different things, working, other families. There's a lot of drama going on as well. So, you know, I didn't want to, because I've definitely been on here talking about personal stuff, but it was for a reason. I wasn't just out here just airing stuff out. There was a method to the madness. I don't necessarily need to do that stuff no more. So, you know, there was something going on with my daughter, and I just couldn't get on the internet because I was just so upset, and I wanted to take action in the way that I shouldn't. So, you know, we took a break, and my co-host, she, you know, we just gotta get it together. But yeah, we here, and I'll see y'all next video. We'll make some topics. Like, subscribe, put some topics in the description. You want me to talk about it? We'll talk